Hello everybody, Erev Shabbat Parashat Emor. Today is Lag BaOmer. We are all upset and saddened by this tragedy that happened yesterday in Miron in Israel, where some 45 people died, plus many more wounded in all kinds of stages. Hashem Yirachem. We think about these things and we don't know. The only thing I can compare it to is when they did the Mishkan. A few weeks ago we read about it in the Chumash. When they started the Oil Moed, they did having Chanukat Mishkan. Those days, those high special days, it was the beginning of the month of Nisan, and the two sons of Aaron die during these celebrations, during that time of the week of Chanukat Mishkan. And Moshe Rabbeinu tells Aaron, there's nothing we can do. Bikrovai Kadesh. HaKadosh Baruch Hu decides to take people from the world. He chooses them. We have we don't know why this happens. We don't know how. We don't know anything. All we know is HaKadosh Baruch Hu did it. And Bikrovai Kadesh, He chose the chosen ones. He chose them. He wanted them. And all what we can do is what Moshe Rabbeinu told Aaron is Vayidom Aaron. We have nothing to say. We can't explain it, we can't excuse it, we have nothing to say. It's all from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This is one of the, if not the most, it's one of the most incidents in Israel, and Israel's been through a few terror attacks and losing life and all, whereas this is, if not the worst, it's one of the worst ones ever. May these words be Leilu Nishmatam, of the dead, may it be Refuah Shlema for the ill people, the wounded people, and all Cholei Amcha Yisrael, and also Lilu Nishmat Ovadia Ezra ben Avraham Chaim Alevi. On the other hand, it's Lag BaOmer. Lag BaOmer is brought down in Halakha that it's a day of happiness. It starts from the Gemara that tells us that Rabbi Akiva had 24,000 pupils, and they all died between Pesach and Shavuot. The Gemara tells us Ben Pesach LaAtzeret, and it's brought down in the back already from the Rishonim. It's about 700-800 years ago. It's mentioned that they have a Masoret, they have a Kabbalah, that on Lag BaOmer, these pupils of Rabbi Akiva stopped dying. So it's a day of some simcha, and la halacha is we don't say tachanun. It's a happy day. And there's a famous question asked by someone called the Pri Chadash. The Pri Chadash is one of the great Chachamim who lived in Yerushalayim. At the end, I think he was born in Italy, or Spain. I think Italy. And he lived in Yerushalayim. And he asked a question: what is the celebration for Rabbi Akiva's children, the Talmidim? Sorry, Rabbi Akiva's Talmidim, his pupils. We're celebrating that they stopped dying. They stopped dying because there were none left. What's the celebration over here? And he says a very interesting answer, that the celebration is not that the pupils stopped dying. The celebration is that Rabbi Akiva lost 24,000 pupils. We're talking about within 33 days, according to Masoret, that comes down from the Geonim. Within 33 days, that means every day, 800-900 dead Talmidim, and he has to go to the funerals and the houses. It's terrible, terrible, terrible thing. Yet, and then they all died. It's finished. There's nothing left. Then the Gemara tells us that Rabbi Akiva went down to the south of Israel, south of Eretz Israel, and he started teaching Torah to 5 of his Talmidim. He took 5 pupils, 5 Talmidim, and he started the Torah again from these 5. Chachamim tell us, the Pri Chadash tells us, the celebration is not that the pupils of Rabbi Akiva stopped dying. The celebration is that Rabbi Akiva started again. Rabbi Akiva could have turned around at this stage. He was an old man already. He could have said, you know what, I've done my bit. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, look, I've done my bit to Am Yisrael, for Klal Yisrael. I had Talmidim, I had Yeshiva, I had everything, and they've all been wiped out. So no, I'm retiring. I've done enough. I've done my bit. I don't have to do anymore. We would have understood him. Listen, the man goes through tragedy. Hashem Yishmor. There hasn't been such a tragedy in history for one man to have all his Talmidim go like that. But Rabbi Akiva is not like that. Rabbi Akiva goes and he starts again. So I have 5. From these 5 Talmidim, all the Torah we have today is from these 5 Talmidim. Someone even mentioned that we don't even know any of his Talmidim that passed away. We don't know any of the names. All the Torah we have today is from these 5. They started off, and that's why we always know the halacha is always like Rabbi Akiva, because they all have to be like, they're all his pupils, all his Talmidim, so it all starts off for him. This is the man Rabbi Akiva. In a way, we have to take that for us also. That though it's a difficult time, it wasn't easy. It was a difficult. What happened last night is not a happy thing. It's a very difficult thing. But on the other hand, don't forget, this is Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva tells us we've got to continue. We've got to continue life. Obviously, we have to. There's a time for a period for crying, for mourning. That's life. That's how we are. We have to say we all cry for this tragedy that happened to Am Yisrael. On the other hand, we have to always remember that B'Kovaya Kadesh, it happened on Lag BaOmer, which was on Lag BaOmer in Miron. This is the first public event on such a scale since restrictions of COVID have been lifted. There's a whole, and the people, to get into the mindset of people that go to Miron in Israel, it's a day of Chag, it's a day of celebration to go to Rabbi Shimon. It's something, if you haven't been there, you don't know what it is. It's something out of this world. To happen over there, to happen like this, it's B'Krovaya Kadesh, and we have to remember Veidom Maharon. Nevertheless, we can cry, we can be upset, but we always have to remember, life we have to carry on. A quick idea from the parasha, because we have a beautiful parasha. This parasha is called Emor. Emor starts off, Vayomer Hashem el Moshe, Emor el HaKohanim, say over, HaKadosh Baruch Hu tells Moshe, say over to the Kohanim, Emor el HaKohanim b'nei Aaron, ve'amarta alehem lenefesh lo yitama ba'amav. We're talking about the laws of purity. And Rashi brings down here the Gemara that asks, what's this idea of Emor ve'amarta? Why does it say twice? Say and say. I mean, go say to Am Yisrael and say to them. Why is this say twice? Emor ve'amarta. Should we say once? Emor Am Yisrael, Emor Bnei Israel, Emor LaKohanim, sorry, not Bnei Aaron, it's Bnei Aaron, the laws of Tumah. So, Rashi brings on the Gemara here that says, Emor ve'amarta, lazhir gdolim al ktanim. It's the Gemara tells us, he wants to tell them, to warn, lazhir means to warn, it's a warning. Gdolim al ktanim, the dinim of Tumah and Tara, things that we don't understand. What's the difference? I sat in a room where there was a dead body. So what? What's it got to do with anything? Why is that such a complication? I can't see anything changing in me. It's not like you told me to do a mitzvah. I wear tzitzit. I'm wearing tzitzit. I see I have tzitzit on me. This is tzitzit. This is something I'm doing. But just to say tumah, I touched something. I saw something, or any tumah for that case, any tumah that's in the world, any tumah that is there. Why do I have to be affected by his tumah? Moshe doesn't know this is a serious thing. Emor ve'amarta. Remember, and let the big ones know it, let the younger ones know it. Everybody should know this idea of Tumah and Tara, the halachot of Tumah and Tara, to keep them. And we have some Tumah. Today we all, unfortunately, Tmei Mitim. We need waiting for Mashiach to come and make us all purify all of us, and we can go back to Bet HaMikdash and bring korbanot and be pure. Besides all that, we be pure. That's another level. We have a few tumot till today. The Kohanim especially have one. They can't go to funerals. They have to stay a certain distance and all that. There's all these kind of things. We have tumat nida. There's all kinds of tumah in the world. But these laws of tumah, Moshe Rabbeinu tells Moshe Rabbeinu, Emor ve'Kohanim, Emor ve'amarta. Listen, give them double warning. It might not make sense to you. It might look ridiculous. That's the law is keep it. That's the idea. Lazhir gdolim al-ktanim. Warn everybody. I once had a beautiful explanation. Lazhir gdolim al-ktanim. It's based on the teachings of the Breslover, one of the Breslov rabbis. I think Rav Natan, if not mistaken. Lazhir is not only to warn. Lazhir is also to shine. Kezohar harakia ma'irim. To shine. Make it shine. The Gemara is telling us, Rashi is telling us, quoting the Gemara, when you come to do mitzvot, any mitzvah you come to do, sometimes, this is too big for me. This one I can't do. This one, no. Lazhir gdolim al-ktanim. Make it shine. You remember like a year ago, a month ago, 2 months ago, 5 months, whenever it was, a while back, you did something great and it worked and it was good. On any level, if you managed to keep Shabbat, you kept Shabbat and you can do it again. This is lazhir, make it shine. I did it once, I can do it again. I did this mitzvah once, I can do this mitzvah again. I did something, don't get worried or think, this is too big for me, I can't do it. I heard an interesting point from a very big therapist in Israel, that this works also in day-to-day life, not only in spirituality and mitzvot and masim tovim. In day-to-day life, when you face a challenge, something hits you, this is, I can't deal with this is too much for me to do. I said, no, wait a second. Remember you did something like this in the past. There was something you had to do, it can be a challenge, it can be anything. Lazhir, make it shine. I did something once, it will shine on my next deed and help me do this deed, pass it through and lift me, elevate me, and keep it shining. We should always keep our things shining. HaKadosh Baruch Hu should always shine on us and take us out of this tzarot and the galut and bring Mashiach b'meira b'yameinu. Amen. Shabbat shalom.